I was casually checking my emails when one caught my eye. It was about a game jam. Curious, I opened it and frantically read through the details. Turns out, Bits Pilani was hosting a game jam, and the final submission date was March 20th. The problem? I was reading this email on March 18th. If I decided to participate, this would be my first ever game jam, and I only had 2 days to complete a game. On top of that, I still had to attend college during the day, which realistically gave me just 3 evenings to work on it. I started that very evening by planning my game. The theme was Revved Up Rhapsody, which, after some intense research, led me to the conclusion that it had to be a rhythm based game. I grabbed my notebook and started sketching out my ideas. I wanted something simple but engaging, kind of like Osu, but with a twist. My idea was to have a car that drives and gets faster as the player scores better. Once I had my concept, I moved to the asset creation. I made some of my own and modified some amazing free assets I found online. Then came the hard part, actually making the game. Since I didn't know how to implement a rhythm-based system, I turned to ChatGPT for help and managed to set up an Osu-like mechanics, but honestly, it sucked. So I scrapped it and instead implemented a simpler button-based system where you had to click on the right beat. I also found an absolute banger of a song to go along with the gameplay. Happy with my progress, I called it a night. The next morning, I tackled the car's movement. I experimented with different methods, lerp, transform, and more, until I finally got it working smoothly. Suddenly, Unity crashed, and when I reopened it, the scene was empty. I had to place my assets and scripts into the scene again, and that alone took me a while. I was nearing the end of the day and I still had a lot of work to do. Then I worked on the background, tweaking and modifying assets from a previous project. I added a distance tracking mechanic, programmed enemy logic so the game didn't turn into an endless runner, and created both a win screen and a game over screen. By the time I finished, it was already 12:05 and I had college the next day. Out of curiosity, I went back to the Game Jam email and checked their website for more details. And that's when I saw it. You had to register to participate. And the registration deadline? It had ended at 12, just 5 minutes ago. I just sat there, staring at the screen, completely dumbfounded. Then I laughed it out and hit myself with the biggest facepalm ever. What a way to go, man. The next evening, even though I wasn't officially part of the game jam anymore, I still worked on the game. I added a main menu, a control screen, and some final polish. And with that, I had completed my first ever attempt at a game jam. Even though I never got to submit my game, I don't really feel bad about it because in the end, it was never really about the competition, it was about the experience, the challenge, the thrill of creating something within a tight deadline. And I did that. So yeah, that's life sometimes. But hey, at least I got a cool game out of it. So yeah, that was the story of my first ever game jam. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next one.